SR, Nashville Sports Radio.
When you want down-home cooking, just head downtown. Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel serves traditional Southern cooking, sourced fresh and local, just like Grandma used to make. Start your day with a Southern smoked breakfast bowl or a Music City omelet. If you're looking for variety, hit the biggest breakfast buffet in Music City or get your fill at the world-famous Biscuit Bar. Kitchen Notes dishes up lunch with traditional Southern tomato pie, country ham, and classic picnic ambrosia. Serving breakfast Monday through Thursday from 7 a.m. to 10:30, and lunch is served 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And Kitchen Notes doesn't forget the brunch crowd. Brunch at Kitchen Notes is every Friday through Sunday from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m., featuring cast iron pancakes, made-to-order waffles and eggs, and ice-cold carafes of mimosas. Enjoy farm-to-table Southern dishes made from treasured family recipes. Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
Listen, you can't handle the truth. It's about to go off. Live from the WNSR Strike and Spare Studios.
Just a bit outside.
It's the McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
Show me the money!
Call or text now. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Call us or send us a text on the WNSR text line. 615-844-5600. 615-844-5600. Call or text. Same number.
Alrighty then.
Now, the McFarland Show with Darren and Justin.
And a good Monday afternoon to you, and yes, it is time for the McFarland Show here on Nashville Sports Radio. Darren and Justin here with you. We are the McFarlands. We are live in the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio, and you can watch the show if you choose on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Luckily, I'm hidden behind these wooden boards because I look ridiculous. Justin, on the other hand, looks like TV Justin, now on the radio. He is dressed appropriately, though. I am not. So,
well, I also sit next to a guy who does weather for 5 hours a day, so you know.
So you kind of had, well, but you've been out of the country for 2 weeks.
That's true, but today I've been in the country, and you know, I recognize the Tennessee fall when I see one, and you know, we were heading towards the cliff, and a lot of people just weren't paying attention. You know, clearly.
Well, this is a cliff dive for sure.
It is. And it's going to get steeper, by the way. It's going to fall more than this.
Usually when it's 85 degrees outside, I still have to fight Damon Keene over, turning the heat off. He wants to turn the heat on. It's 85 degrees outside. And it's like, man, you can layer up. Like, you don't have to come in here and put us in a sweat box. But today, he was like, he bowed up immediately. It was like, you touched the thermostat.
You is what he did. He straight up threatened you.
And I was like, Damon, this is a legit day where we can talk about the heater, okay? This is legit.
He straight up threatened you. I heard him.
And especially,
now, I'm not going to say nothing about
it was a mild suggestion.
No,
I really don't think it was mild at all.
I don't think
it really wasn't.
No.
Okay.
That wasn't a suggestion.
It was pretty much a threat.
It wasn't pretty much. No.
Pretty much was.
It wasn't pretty much a threat. No, it was a threat. You threatened that man, and that's okay. I understand why you did.
Well, maybe because it's 40 degrees outside.
No, it's 43 to be exact.
Right.
And I'm dressed like it's 8. I'm still in Atlanta.
Right, like you 85 degrees.
Well, I was down there all weekend, and it was 85 degrees.
Well,
Darren, it was 80-something here.
Right.
But see, again, let's not pretend like it was just 87 in Atlanta. No, it was 80-something here in Nashville as well. So we're all collectively falling off of the temperature cliff today.
So I decided to dress exactly like I did this weekend, and that was a mistake.
Yeah, we're quite ready for that.
That was a mistake.
Yeah. It wasn't very impressive.
I was like, whoa, wow. Things have changed quickly.
And will continue to change. We're talking about the 20s coming up tomorrow night and Wednesday night.
Yeah, in other words, you better start batten down the hatches.
Well,
cover things up,
if
close
your plants
things up.
are not inside, I would suggest you go ahead and make the move.
Yeah, it may be that time. There was also a drastic change at Nissan Stadium yesterday as well.
Well, there really wasn't a change in Nissan Stadium. They've been winning over there.
Oh, well, okay, fair enough. Record-wise, I guess there wasn't a change.
Yes.
but there kind of was a change, a shift.
The atmosphere has changed quite a bit, though.
The reaction today feels just a smidge different than the win over the Chargers and the win over, and now I'm drawing blanks. It was the other home victory. A home victory. Wow. So that
that game earlier in the season when they
Paris.
beat
They beat Paris, didn't
they? The other team there with the helmets.
But to your point, they were undefeated at home.
They were undefeated at home. Yeah, I mean, it seems like it was forever ago when all that happened.
Well, we had London, and there was a bye week. And
it's trying to keep it all together. Wasn't it the Chargers or something?
Well, I already said the Chargers.
You said
so
the
we
Chargers.
need to move past the Chargers and
it was
come up with
beyond
another
the Chargers
team.
and come up with another team that they actually beat this year.
I think it was the Bengals, Joe Burrow.
It was they were due to beat the Bengals, and they did.
The Bengals and Joe Burrow.
Who now look like, unstoppable all of a sudden.
That game was so good. I actually wore Titans blue today. Did you notice that too? I mean, I don't do that on Mondays too much.
No, especially with the Vols victory. So yeah,
I don't exactly see the Titans blue, but if you say so,
he's got the. He
you
had the
get the
Titans
hat.
on.
Okay,
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
it's
sorry, I
blue,
missed the hat.
Justin, it's blue.
Sure it is.
Well, we get lost in the sparkles. So
let's say see the sparkle. Wasn't the blue they were wearing yesterday?
It was a long time since they won, though. It's been a while.
it was not the blue. And by the way, I think everybody, right? I haven't seen one blowback or negative remark about what they did yesterday, right?
Like not
it
outside
was
of
awesome.
Houston.
Well, I don't care about what they think. I'm talking about Titans fans and people in this market. I haven't seen one person say, yuck, or how dare they, that was so dumb. No.
Well, you know what they did or didn't do is they didn't try to reinvent the wheel with the uniforms. They rolled them out exactly as they were. They didn't try to improve them. They didn't add little things here and there. They didn't try to do special things. They didn't chrome out the helmets. They just rolled them out exactly as they looked. The last time they wore those jerseys back in 1996, which would have been the last time they wore those blue jerseys would have been back then, because they never wore them here in Nashville before. So the last time they appeared would have been back at that particular season, and they looked exactly like they did back then. And so I'm appreciative of the Titans for not trying to get too cute. They didn't get too creative. They decided, you know what? It was fine for back then. It'll be fine for right now. Good for them. And the reaction has been strong. Very strong.
It has. It has. Johnny, our buddy Johnny in Vancouver. Tweets at us, X at us, whatever you want to call it. What is it? You don't retweet, you repost.
Post now.
Yeah.
Sure.
Whatever. He said, how am I feeling coming into Monday after a Preds win? By the way, nice win for them over Toronto here. That was nicely done. D-backs come back in a huge game two. That was after blowing game one. And Will Levis shows out yesterday. And, oh, by the way, he's going to the game in Vancouver tomorrow, Preds and Knuckleheads.
Okay.
Very cool. Well, Johnny, have fun. I know you will.
That is very cool.
Because this is the trip where the Preds vamoose. This is where they get out of town for a while. That 1st of November, what? Because
this
they have
is normally the CMA Awards
at Bridgestone.
At Bridgestone,
Yep.
yeah, it's that time of year. They got to set up for that and do it. Yeah, it's the full thing.
So they're going to go away for a little bit. I don't think not to the extent of last year. I think last year was their longest road trip they had ever done. I think in franchise history, they were gone a long time. So it was like a week and a half.
CMA Awards scheduled for November the 8th at Bridgestone Arena. So, they've got to do some work for that to get set up for that.
Hard to believe that tomorrow's the last day of October.
It is. But October is done.
But after feeling today, you can see why.
You
this
can
weekend,
believe why
I was
it's
like,
happening.
Wow, we're at the end of October, huh?
Yes.
Feels like August.
Yes, it did. But that I'm sure there's a lot of fans who are glad to see the summer months melt away if it means more of what they saw yesterday at Nissan Stadium here in regards to the brand new hotness that is Will Levis, that everyone is talking about, praising about, can't wait to get into, dive into, celebrate. I don't know what Darren thinks. We have not talked about this before. He does not know what I think. We have not shared impressions. But I'm feeling from Darren, based on a previous comment before the show started, that he's kind of where I am with this, which is what I appreciate about this show, is I don't think either one of us are going to jump out the window here on Will Levis. And not to say that we thought he was terrible yesterday. He was anything but terrible. He was fantastic. However, where I'm coming out on this is we've seen other quarterbacks do this kind of thing before. I know it feels different, but is it really different? The results are not different. Marcus Mariota went for 4 touchdowns and 209 yards in his first start. Against Tampa in a blowout victory. And listen, I understand, well, those are screen passes. Yeah, I get it. I really do get it. But I also remember the euphoric feeling after that game that we finally found the franchise quarterback. It's Marcus Mariota. He can't get, if this is how it starts, then it has to go up from here, right? Because we've been waiting for so long, and now they finally got him. That's what you do with the second pick in the draft, is draft this franchise quarterback, and then now they're lighting up the scoreboard. 42 points in the opening day. Well, that excitement faded over time. Not to say that it's going to happen to Will Levis. For all I know, he could be a Hall of Fame quarterback, and I just don't know. I'm just saying I'm going to reserve judgment just a little bit before getting too excited, even though, listen, he looked fantastic yesterday. There's no question about it. It looked really good.
I am not going to be the Baby Ruth in the punch bowl today, if I can talk here.
Okay.
I think I'm cold. I'm not really cold. It feels good in here. I'm not going to do that. Look, we said it all last week, and I was all for this move. Okay, and there's a lot of layers to dissect to this, and we'll hear a little bit from Mike Vrabel here coming up shortly, okay, and what he said today. And, of course, he seemed to be in a much better mood today. I think he should stay in the mood he was in last week. He seems to coach better. I said it last week. Whenever he's when he's a little bit hangry, they seem to respond and play well. I was like, I actually like when he's in this mood where he's going after everybody. It's us against the world. But in all seriousness, there's just things that looked differently. Look, he's still a rookie. It's played one game, and it's going to have ebbs and flows and ups and downs. But I'm not going to be the Baby Ruth in the punch bowl, because what looked really good is something we have rarely seen in this market for 25 years. A quarterback that can actually sling it downfield and stretch the field.
Yeah.
We've barely ever seen that.
Not really.
In this market.
Not for real.
Okay? Honestly, right?
No, we haven't.
25 years. We've really barely ever seen a quarterback do what he did yesterday
on a consistent basis.
Now, and so
it looked
the
a little
arm
like
strength is there.
It looked a little bit like Steve and Derek Mason back in the day, a little bit to a degree. Some of those deep balls.
A little bit, yeah. Steve is by far the closest one we've ever had.
Yes.
In 25 years. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
I think there was a whole lot of good that came out of it. I told you last week the only thing that I knew coming into it and why I was so for this is let's just see.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean we have to anoint. It doesn't mean that they have to put him up on the side of Nissan Stadium.
It's too late for all
today. No, well, fans are allowed to be fans. They're allowed. That's why they're called fans. Okay, they're allowed to be fanatical, and that's fine if that's what you choose to do. But it's a gauge. It's something to talk about. And you have to admit, it looks pretty darn good. You'd have to admit that we would all have to say it looks way better than we thought it was going to look the first go around. I just can't imagine that anybody really thought, oh, yeah, when Will Levis gets out there, just watch. He's going to light it up. This Titans offense is just going to explode. Who really was saying that?
Nobody was saying that.
Said no one.
No.
Okay? I'm not even sure they were saying that in the building.
No.
Because if they were, they would have started Will Levis.
Yeah, we would.
And we'd stop with the Malik Willis stuff, okay?
Yeah, we would have seen that.
And I know we got a lot of time to get into this stuff because I know the whole booing thing isn't, and it's like, where were they directing? It was, oh, no, it wasn't Willis. It was directed at the head coach, or I don't know what the direction was. I don't know. I think it deserves to be directed at Mike Vrabel. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, not sorry. Like, again, I said it all last week. We've seen Malik Willis. We know what he is. It's not his fault. This is what he is today. It doesn't mean the book is closed. It doesn't mean this is what he is for the rest of his career, however long that may be. A year, 5 years, 10 years, I don't know. What it means is we know what he is. It's time to see something else and see what they are. And maybe they are exactly the same thing. Maybe they're worse. Maybe they're better. And I think we found out in a game, it looks way better.
Well, we saw what it can look like.
Yeah.
In a game yesterday, in a snapshot. And again, it's the first game. There's now tape out on, Will Levis for what that's worth. We know there will be ups and downs. Now, and this is what I can appreciate if fans are coming at it from this angle. What I don't like is the whole, he's the greatest ever, and, they've got our franchise quarterback now set for the next 15 years because of what you saw yesterday. Please don't do that. What I can get behind is that I'm willing to ride the ride that is Will Levis, knowing there's going to be flashes of what we saw yesterday, and there's also going to be rookie moments here that we're going to see where he throws a couple of interceptions or has bad clock management moments. And if you're willing to take the good with the bad, then I'm fine with it. What I don't like is the hot and cold action of he's the greatest ever. Then if he throws 3 interceptions on Thursday against the Steelers, now he's the worst and he's a bust and he's a disaster. Stop it. Just stop it. Everybody should know how this goes by now. And where I'm getting at is and we talk about this often, and what makes the show unique is we talk about this often, not just the today, but also the history of this franchise and the 25 years you mentioned. We've got to grow up as a city and say, look, we know how this goes by now. We've got enough tape and enough history of our own to understand how development and rookie quarterbacks can go without getting hot and cold on everything. We should know it's going to look good and it's going to look bad. It's going to be up. It's going to be down. Hopefully we should know that by now. Instead of anointing, which I've seen the anointing, and I know, Darren, you're talking about fans have the right to be fans, and they do, but the anointment leads to this downfall later on when it doesn't look like it looked yesterday. And it's not going to always look like it looked yesterday. And that's all I'm trying to brace for and trying to brace everybody else for is it looked great yesterday. There's no question about it. But how long is it going to continue to look like that in the NFL? Not for very long, unless you're Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. And if he's one of them, then, boy, are we in for a treat.
Yeah, the league has a long history of leveling things out. Just remember, we're not far removed from anointing Brock Purdy as the greatest last pick in the draft ever. Right?
Yes.
In the history of the NFL in over 100 years.
Yes.
Now today we're going.
I don't know. Maybe they shouldn't have traded Trey Lance. I don't know.
Maybe what's going on? They've lost 3 in a row.
They have.
Okay, Brock Purdy's throwing picks left and right. He's thrown 6 interceptions in the last 3 games.
What happened?
Remember, that's what we were talking. That was the praise.
Yeah.
The guy, all he does, he's proficient. All he does is just go out there and complete passes, doesn't turn the ball over, and they just keep on winning. They're a machine.
What happens is defensive coordinators are very good at what they do. They sit in dark rooms and watch film over and over and over again, and they find tendencies and things, and they're good. It's a chess game, So you got to evolve or they're going to eventually find you out.
Yeah, but I'm just simply saying today we can discuss all this without saying, hey, you shouldn't be that excited today because doom and gloom is coming. Okay? Because you should be excited today. That looked good. That was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was fun.
It was fun.
Again, for 25 years in this market, we haven't seen that very often. So you have every right to be excited today. But, again, we also try to keep it real. And, again, I think there's a lot of hardcore football fans that have watched a lot of football in their lifetime and understand that. And it may happen very soon, like this Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Not to be the Debbie Downer, but the rookie moments could happen
Darren,
this Thursday.
It could.
Darren, they got two things in common y'all haven't mentioned. Brock Purdy had Deebo Samuels, and Will Levis had DeAndre Hopkins.
Well, Deebo Samuels is hurt, and
well, I'm saying that's what helped him, though.
The
remember?
injuries. This is what you have to start realizing in the NFL, which is why, again, we do the top 10 every week, because when things start happening, teams either you can plug and keep playing, and some it just devastates you, and you're just not the same team. You don't have capable backups, right? You aren't able to plug up the hole, and you're taking in water, and sometimes you figure it out, and sometimes you don't. But this is the point in the season where, man, deficiencies start happening and players start dropping left and right. We just saw it with Minnesota.
Yesterday.
Is Minnesota's season over?
About 3 starters in the NFL.
Could be. They don't have Justin Jefferson, and now they've just lost their quarterback who was having a career year.
I mean, Tyrod Taylor was taken to the hospital.
Tyrod Taylor broke ribs. Now, Giants are down to their third-string quarterback. They were already bad anyway, though.
They were.
Like, the Vikings were starting to get hot, right?
Yeah.
They're 4-4 now. They're getting hot. And, who knows when Justin Jefferson's coming back. And now it's like, ruh-roh. Now you've lost Kirk Cousins for the season. All right, we'll come back. We'll hear a little bit of Mike Vrabel. We'll do that next year on the McFarland Show, Nashville Sports Radio.
I'm on Deadman's Bend at midnight when my gas light pops on. I see a gas station ahead. Just my luck. Or is it? I walk in. The attendant lifts a bony finger towards me and croaks, "You want a Halloween jumbo bucks?" I whisper it terrified, "No." And as I leave, he asks the lady behind me. She says, "Okay." And then she wants $75,000.
Scare up some cash with the Halloween Jumbo Bucks instant game. Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing, hair-raising fun. Please play responsibly.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more.
800-649-0142. 800-649-0142. 800-649-0142. That's 800-649-0142.
Located at 5410 Murfreesboro Road in the heart of Laverne, City Slickers is one-stop shopping for all your liquor, beer, and wine needs, and has been a multiple winner annually in the Best of Rutherford County voting for Best Liquor Store and Top Wine Shop. Featuring the lowest prices, the best customer service with unsurpassed knowledge, City Slickers offers the largest craft beer selection in Rutherford and southeastern Davidson counties, and has beer on tap at its Growler filling station. City Slickers also sells mixers, sodas, snacks, tobacco products, and the Tennessee Lottery, and can place special orders and assist with all your events and even wedding planning. Make sure you follow City Slickers on all their social media, or just give them a call at 615-280-7469. That's 615-280-7469. Located in the heart of Laverne, City Slickers.
And now, Nashville Steam Clean is reminding Americans to show support to the brave men and women who serve our U.S. military. Please visit DAV.org and consider donating to the disabled U.S. veterans who need our help. This message is brought to you by Nashville Steam Clean. For all your residential or commercial professional carpet and upholstery cleaning needs, give the pros a call today at 615-769-6159. 615-769-6159. That's Nashville Steam Clean. They're professionals who care.
This is Corey Harris, Vanderbilt SEC legend and Super Bowl champion. Start your Sunday morning off right on the hottest new radio sports show in Music City, the Sunday Morning Scramble.
Coach Greg Tonjes, coaching football 20 years, and yes, it is the hottest sports show every Sunday morning from 8 to 10 a.m., and Corey and the coach are on every Sunday morning, and we've got your sports covered. We got all the insights that you need. Feed your sports fandom. Every Sunday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Don't miss it.
Honest opinions, genuine conversations. The McFarland Show.
Honest assessment. Back here on the McFarland Show on this cold Monday. Didn't feel cold yesterday, that's for sure. 615-844-5600 is the phone line and the text line. Although right now we're unable to read those texts. I think the cold weather has frozen the text. We need to unfreeze the text line.
We are working on it.
We are working on it, and hopefully we'll start reading some of those texts. But let's hear right now what Titans head coach Mike Vrabel had to say, his reaction today after the victory over the Falcons.
Back is the best that we can.
Will you stick with the tackles as you finish this game now, or is there an alternative?
Well, the alternative, if Chris is unavailable, Jalen Duncan's on the active roster, and then we have 2 linemen on the practice squad. So, we'll see. And I didn't think that. I thought Dre went in there and competed and gave us a chance to win.
That's different against Watt, though, right?
Yeah, Watt usually. Watt can line up anywhere. I mean, it just. I don't know. Watt's beating a lot of tackles in this league. So whoever's over there is going to have some help. I know that.
The NFL observer, he recognized maybe that Hubbard was not right after the play, or how did that kind of develop where a play got stopped and he comes out?
I just kind of heard Chris, kind of looked out there, and I think he was kind of, grabbing his neck, and so that's paramount for us to go out there. I don't know if the spotter, I didn't hear anything about a spotter. I just had heard Chris. I don't know if he did something, and we went out there and made sure that he was looked after and that then was evaluated.
You're now 6-0 in your coaching tenure, coming off the bye, and have more than doubled the scoring of your opponents. What do you think you've been able to do so well throughout your coaching career that has led to success after the bye week?
I mean, we just try to focus on getting better. I think we'd focus on, improving and doing things that are going to help us win. And, I think for me as the head coach here, it's frustrating sometimes, like yesterday when we're really, really close to putting teams away, and you're playing with good field position, and you're complimenting each other, and you're scoring, and getting off the field, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, this happens and that happens, and we go 3 and out, and they convert on a 3rd and long, and then they string some plays together, and we make it a little closer than what it should be, but that's this league sometimes. So all the credit to the players for going out there and performing and being ready to go.
How often are your quarterbacks coached to fall on a fumbled snap rather than try to pick it up?
Well, I think all our players offensively or on special teams is, you try to use good judgment and when you want to try to pick it up and advance it and when you can't. And so, and obviously you're referring to Malik's situation. I think we all would agree that we would want him to just recover the football, and, it's one of those unfortunate situations that, one mistake, one bad snap that we could probably get away with and probably eventually reserve the right to punt, being where the sticks would have been, that we just can't, we have to, sometimes fix mistakes that happen. And simple way of fixing that mistake would have been just getting on the football, and, we'll live to fight another day. Give the defense credit for holding them to a field goal and playing complimentary and sudden change.
After reviewing Will from yesterday, what did you like best about what he did? What are some areas where you still...
Well, we were good on the line of scrimmage. Traylon lined up wrong. Like, it's not on the quarterback. Though eventually maybe, he could fix that, and scan and take a peek and just say, But it wasn't like we were breaking the huddle with 8 seconds and not being able to shift in motion, or, I taken a peek and felt comfortable where we were when it was down to 2 and 1, and, him getting the ball snapped. And so that was the first thing that I think is important, is that we weren't just, disjointed from an operations standpoint, which was critical just to get the play started and lead to our efficiency, which we were.
And comfort that he played with. Was there a point, like in the week of preparation up into the game, where you felt like he's really getting it?
Well, I mean, they all have a good week and they build up, and some of the plays that you've worked on or that you work on throughout the week that you hit. I mean, I don't. Trying to think, like the throwback. I don't know if he hit. Maybe he hit Nick on it. I know we had run it, but sometimes guys make decisions just to not open up. I mean, Nick, I think, hit 21.5 miles an hour going for that ball. So I don't know if he got to that speed in practice, but, you talk about the ability to hit some shots down the field. So that was probably the best thing. And we practiced them and thought that they would be there.
I think you touched on it a little bit there about the line of scrimmage. How much was your ability to stay on schedule in the run game a creator of everything that happened?
Yeah, I mean, the number one key on offense was going to be that efficiency was going to rule the day. And, it's funny, we talk about pushing piles, and I mean, there was like a 3 or 4 yard run, and Hop comes in and he's pushing with his back, and I'm thinking, man, that ain't really doing much, but I love your effort, Hop. And you got the message that, we knew that every yard was going to be critical to stay in third and short and not live in third and long, where they had been really excelling. 3rd and 6 plus, they were doing really well in that regard, leading, coming into our game. So I think that everybody on offense embraced that, and that we were able to run the football. We were able to take a profit. I think the one, I'm sure we'll like to have it back, the one to Traylon, there are 2 guys on him. It was a good ball, but I think that there was guys, 2 of them, and probably just try to take the profit there to Chig on some of those play passes. When we say take a shot, just being smart.
Has Will been hitting those long passes that consistently and that accurately in practice for a while?
Well, I don't. Yeah, I mean, I think that that's something that he does well. That's a strength of his. He's got good arm strength, and again, to do those, you need protection, and to run a double move in empty, like we did the other day, you need protection, and we got it, and held up in protection. We were able to throw it.
On the sneaks, Mike, is that something that is specific to him and his size, skill set?
I think probably both, Joe. I think both. He had done well. Those are some things that he, had put on tape in Kentucky. He is a strong player, but I think also the look, as well as looking at maybe how they were approaching, short yardage, and knowing that that'll be different each and every week. But felt like that was something that we could do yesterday.
A couple of guys yesterday defensively, they said that they weren't surprised by what Levis was able to go out there and do, because he had done that in practice a lot. In other situations, like with other teams, that has been the case, and players went to the coach and said, hey, so-and-so is really balling. Did that happen with you and any of the guys?
No, our defensive guys need to focus on stopping the other team's offense. Let the offensive coaches and me handle the offense.
How about within the coaching staff? Was that something that came up?
Defensive coaches?
Yes.
Yeah, no, they need to focus on stopping Pittsburgh and all those good things. No, I mean, it's just we're trying to create an atmosphere of a team, and any place where coaches can help, any places where players can help. And I appreciate your question, and I was kind of joking a little bit, but anywhere where we can try to help somebody else on our team, we want to try to do. Whether that's Charles London sitting with our defensive players and saying, hey, this is this player's skill set, or using another example of somebody else saying, hey, I was with this player, I was with this coach, or this technique. I encourage that. We want that. to try to help the entire football team wherever we can, whether that's Tom Quinn helping a gunner, even though technically Anthony Levine helps the gunners or is working with the gunners. Like, we don't, it's not like my guy. There are guys. It's everybody. Like, we're all included in trying to help the player have some confidence, have some trust to go out there and do his job, everybody. So nobody came to me and said, oh, yeah, Will does this. I'm watching practice too, you know what I mean? But we're just trying to create an atmosphere that everybody is helping each other and trying to get us to win.
What's your feeling on fans' rights to boo?
Well, one, we have great fans. One, they, you know, I was a little curious, you know, and coming off the bye, and maybe the uniforms helped and the alumni helped, but, you know, I know when we play hard and we play physical and we look like we know what we're doing, and it's not sloppy. I mean, nobody is going to win every game in this league. You guys have all covered this league. It's a tough league to win in. We know that. But when we've played up to a certain level of standard that looks like it's football, right, and not disjointed and not, you know, just bad football, right, lack of a better term, that our fans are there, they're cheering, they're loud on third down, they've helped us win, they've helped us at goal line stands, they've helped us on and on. So with that being said, you know, if there's things that they don't like they've got a right. Like, we all are disappointed in, you know, when we don't do something well or the decisions that we make. So, you know, I know that they're going to be there. They're going to support us as long as we, you know, are playing the way that we're supposed to play.
You had a lot of players yesterday kind of instructing them on not to boo. What do you think about that?
What I think about that is exactly what I just said. You know what I mean? Our job is to play. Our job is to coach. And, again, it also is to support our teammates, right? That's also a player's job, is to support their teammates. So I appreciate them supporting their teammate, picking them up off the ground, helping them however they can.
Did you suspect that after that? Did you say anything to Malik after the boost came in, or how do you think he handled that whole situation?
No, I mean, the same thing I tell Malik or tell anybody that's not in the game: be ready to go. Be ready to go. And if you're not, you just never know when you're going to get an opportunity. And you know, whether it's Dre Dillard or whether it's Eric Garrar, and any position. Like, as soon as you start thinking about something other than what my potential job could be if I get called on right now, that's taken away from your ability to take advantage of an opportunity.
Do you suspect that maybe the venom maybe wasn't directed at him as much as maybe decision to change quarterbacks at a point?
All right. Again, if it was directed at me, great, I'll take it. You know what I mean? If that's what it was, Jimmy, you can put a poll out and let me know how it goes. Yeah, I'm more than okay with the plan that we had. I'm disappointed that we snapped the ball high and outside to the quarterback and that we didn't recover it. Still am going to be okay with that plan because I know what's in there, know what we can do. But you know, again, I'm okay either way.
You said last week, you know, there was a time for Kyle after which, you know, his practice showings that wouldn't pay off if his game showings didn't match up. Are you near a point like that with Malik? His situational play has resulted in the ball on the ground quite a bit, or failure to recover it.
Yeah, I mean, Malik's, you know, still trying to you know, he's made some plays that have helped us, you know, when he had an opportunity. But no, I'm not. I mean, you know, a young quarterback that's, you know, that's never even crossed my mind.
You know, has Harold looked different to you last couple of weeks, Landry?
I mean, every week is different, but he certainly had a, you know, factored yesterday and affected the quarterback, and, you know, unfortunately had the roughing there. But, you know, listen, he was rushing hard, and I don't think that was you know, it wasn't something that he hit him low or, you know, was full body weight. You know, he was kind of being blocked and reaching and caught the quarterback in the neck. So there's different penalties that I can kind of break down. I don't think that was one that would be, you know, necessarily avoidable, but wish we wouldn't have gotten the penalty and would have had the sack. It would have been a big play for us, but it was good to see Harold, and again, using that the crowd noise that was there when we need him. I think that you force him to go silent, and Harold's really good at that get off. So he was able to get the edge on McGarry. So again, that's some of those things are attributed to our fans and their excitement and their ability to help us. When teams can go silent and we can use the rules to our advantage, with the center head bob, and if it's sudden and abrupt, Harold's smart enough to go because he knows if the ball doesn't come after a sudden head bob that it's supposed to be put on the center. And so if we can get that crowd noise and force teams to go in a silent, then they got to be really good with the silent cadence, just because of when you look around the league and the trends that those centers that snap their head up and the ball doesn't come, if there's a defensive guy that jumps, they've been putting them on the center, rightfully so. Everybody's sharing the same video, and that's been the message. So my point is if we can, a smart player like Harold can put all that together, we get the crowd noise, we force him into situations that, hey, have to go silent. Harold knows, okay, that's sudden. The ball's got to be coming. I can get a good jump, and I may get a half a step to affect the quarterback.
Okay, that was a good portion of Mike Vrabel today. We're wide open the rest of the hour. We'll take a break. 615-844-5600 if you want to get involved in the show. We'll go east and we'll go to Knoxville to kick off the second hour of the program a little bit later. You're listening to The McFarland Show, WNSR.
You know that feeling you get when your team goes big? You can get that same feeling on Zen Sports, where you score with cash rewards every bet you make. Earn cash rewards on your betting volume each month, and even more cash during your 15-day welcome bonus period. So say goodbye to deposit bonuses that turn into deposit nightmares, and say hello to a better sportsbook experience and real cashback rewards. Zen Sports. Betting just got better. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 and up and in Tennessee to bet.
Post-COVID travel is on a surge. Many of you are traveling for fun because you've been locked up for 2 years. Listen, whether you're traveling for fun to Italy, Greece, Spain, France, or somewhere else fun in the world, or USA, now is a great time to book before the crowds hit and save. Plus, with a strong U.S. dollar, you'll get more travel bang for your buck. Right now is a smart time to make your reservations and call low-cost airlines. With one phone call, you can let us do all the work for free. We'll shop hundreds of airlines, hotels, resorts, and give you a way to save huge money on your vacation plans. And if you call right now, we'll give you a free hotel room with a qualified travel purchase. So call right now.
800-704-1662. 800-704-1662. 800-704-1662. That's 800-704-1662.
Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel downtown is at the heart of Music City. Located within walking distance of the Country Music Hall of Fame, Bar Lines at the Omni is your downtown honky-tonk destination. Watch your team from any seat on their plentiful HD TVs and catch a live show on the Bar Lines stage featuring live music 7 days a week. Bar Lines has the ultimate Southern comfort food. Get started with classic fried green tomatoes or bourbon barbecue wings. Then it's on to the massive Smashville double stack or the world famous Bar Lines grinder. Oh, you've never heard of the Bar Lines grinder? 2 kinds of cheese, lettuce, Dijon, smoked turkey, smoked bacon, smoked ham. Now that's some smoke you want. Local brews and local spirits are on tap at Bar Lines. Take a seat on the patio outside and soak up the rhythm of Music City. Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
It's a Bill King Show.
We created a rule decades ago on the show. Weddings, things of that nature, during the playing portion, do not get consideration. No. Don't do that. Weddings are meant for the spring. They do not get consideration during the playing portion of the season. That's just the way we work it around here. That's the way we play it around here.
Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on Sports Radio 560 on 95.9 FM.
Five-state forecast. Your exclusive national sports radio, WNSR Skyscan forecast. Today we'll have clouds and showers. They'll taper off late in the day, the high 50. Clearing tonight with frost and potentially freeze in some areas, the low 32. Sunny Tuesday, high 52. Sunny Wednesday. Utilizing the resources of the Weatherbug Network on National Sports Radio. I'm WNSR's meteorologist, Jim Rinaldi.
Sports Radio, WNSR.
Text the Strike and Spare studio now at 615-844-5600. You're listening to The McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
That is true. Back here on The McFarland Show. Let's go to the phone, 615-844-5600. Let's get things started with Eric. Eric, what's up?
Hey, guys, I'm going to get to the Titans in a minute, guys. But one of the things I think yesterday, and you guys may have already talked about this, I don't know, you'll probably talk about this later. Yesterday, guys, could you believe the number of quarterbacks that went down yesterday? You had Kirk Cousins, who tore his Achilles tendon. You had Kenny Pickett, who got knocked out of the game yesterday. Tyrod Taylor got knocked out of the game. In fact, the Giants had -9 yards passing. You also had
and almost won the game. That's the crazy thing. And almost won.
Went to overtime with that.
On the road, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
No, kind of.
I was just wondering if anybody was going to. I just wanted to see if anybody was going to pick up on that. The Jets were considered the home team.
Sure. And even though supposedly or allegedly he didn't have a concussion, he says bench, but the reports were that the coach was not pleased with Desmond Ridder. Arthur Smith wasn't. That he just felt like something wasn't right about him. But Tyrod Taylor came and played a lot better. Matthew Stafford got hurt yesterday, and Patrick Mahomes wasn't hurt, but he'd been battling the flu. So it's just so many quarterbacks dealing with issues yesterday. It's just
don't forget about Brock Purdy. A lot of people are wondering if he should have even been out there.
Yeah, I can't believe the 49ers. They've now lost 3 in a row. I mean, who saw that coming? Ever since that victory over the Cowboys, they haven't won. So, but anyway, guys, I will say this about Titans. I, too, was kind of wrong about Will Levis. I was not sure about him, guys. I heard the comparisons to Mitch Trubisky and to Jake Locker.
Well, after watching Mitch Trubisky yesterday, Titans fans better hope he's not Mitch Trubisky.
Oh, yeah.
Because he
so far,
sucks.
It looks like, like Rand Carthon was smart.
Did I just say that? I did.
Yes, you did.
It's one game. It's one game, guys. I do agree. But I'm not going to lie. I thought it was going to be a low-scoring game yesterday, guys. I did not think he was going to throw a lot of passes, but the way he was slinging that ball around yesterday, just seeing the Titans fans' reactions around the stadium when he was throwing the 3 touchdown passes to DeAndre Hopkins and the 1 to Nick Westbrook-Ikhine. And what was funny, guys, is there were some Falcons fans sitting behind me at the game, but after that last touchdown pass, they started leaving because they were giving Titans fans sitting around us a hard time. But then after that last touchdown, they left. But I almost had the big comeback. But I was impressed the way that Stonehouse punted yesterday. Special teams was great. And some Titans fans even commented it was right after the game, stuff like that. It's nice not to have a bunch of field goals. In fact, I think it was the first game this season where Nick Folk didn't have to kick field goals. It's kind of relief just having him kick extra points. And, guys, let me say this on Malik Willis. I hated that he got booed, but I'll be honest with you guys. I think one of the things is when he came in for that play, it was in the back of my mind. I kind of cringed because I remember last year on the Tide Island, there were 3 situations where they ran that play and Malik fumbled the ball. In fact, 2 of them was the first time that they tried to play. And, in fact, one of those 2 times, I don't know, it was the first time where he did it the first time or the second game he did it the first time. He fumbled it the second time.
This is not the first Malik fumble we've seen.
Yeah, it's three other times that happened. And I think a lot of Titans fans were upset with the play call and all that type of stuff. And, again, I don't know if it's because of the play itself, the bigness of the play, just if Malik was nervous or whatever it was. But that just was in the back of my mind when they ran that play, and I just shook my head after it happened. And then he was in there again. It was just I didn't boo, but it's just I was questioning why are they doing this again. And I don't know if it's just verbal stubbornness or whatever, but whether it's fair or not, unfortunately, I think Malik certainly now is the 3rd quarterback, and I don't know if he's with this team next year. Guys, y'all take care, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Eric. Look, I may or may not have bet on Pittsburgh yesterday, so I may be a little bit upset on Mitch Trubisky because he came in for Kenny Pickett. And let me just say right now, if Kenny Pickett can't go and the Titans lose to Mitch Trubisky, somebody does need to get fired.
Wow. Okay.
Did I just say that again?
Yes, you did.
He stinks, Justin.
Apparently.
He had 2 picks. He got sacked twice. And let me just say, Jacksonville went into Pittsburgh and beat him 20-10. That score's not really indicative of that game. Like Trevor Lawrence threw a pick in the end zone.
Yeah.
They squandered. Like Jacksonville honestly should have coasted to a victory in Pittsburgh yesterday. That's how bad it was. Like, Trubisky is not good. This just in. I know.
I was going to say, this is his third franchise that he's
and he was
left.
the third pick overall? Second pick overall?
Yeah, ahead of Mahomes and Deshaun Watson.
I think we've kind of figured out he's just not good enough.
Apparently he's good enough to be a backup, which is what he is, and so.
Look, if you want to keep this thing rolling, you want to see Trubisky out there, because I know Pittsburgh's going to be mad. They got embarrassed yesterday, but if they're trotting out Trubisky and the Titans can't find a way to beat Trubisky, man, they are not going to get back in this race. They're just not, because to me, that is a gift.
Yeah.
To get back in the AFC South race, because Jacksonville, this just in, doesn't look like they're going away anytime soon.
No, they got to go, and they got 2 games left. They got to go beat them.
They did, right.
They got 2 games against them.
That's true.
And they got to prove it.
All right, we'll take our final break, come back, wrap up the first hour next.
Are you ready for a touchdown of flavor and excitement? Look no further than Sam's Place and Sam's Sports Grill, the ultimate destination for great food, fantastic drinks, and game time atmosphere that will have you cheering for more. Sam's is the place for every sports fan and food lover, with over 40 TVs at every location. Sam's has a family-friendly atmosphere where everyone can have a blast. From their friendly staff to awesome kids menu, they've got something for everyone. Online at samsplace.net or samsportsgrill.com, or call and find the nearest location to you. At Sam's, the game is always on and the fun never stops.
I've got a unique vacation idea for you that's right here in the United States. If you're ready for a vacation that's fun and downright affordable, listen up. It's driving distance for many of you, so no planes, no airline delays, no hassles. It's Branson, Missouri, the entertainment capital of the Midwest. Live music for everyone. Branson has 3 beautiful, enormous lakes, water attractions, live shows, great food, and tons of entertainment. It's a perfect vacation for you and your family, or if you're retired and you want to have a great time. And you can stay in Branson for as low as $99 a night. Please understand, this is not a timeshare offer. It's a real vacation for as little as $99 a night. We've got a free vacation guide we want to send you right now. All you have to do is call for complete details. Get your free Branson, Missouri guide right now by calling this number.
800-413-3953. 800-413-3953. 800-413-3953. That's 800-413-3953.
Bob's Steak and Chop House, located in the Omni Nashville Hotel, is a nationally renowned steakhouse specializing in the finest corn-fed Midwestern prime beef. The menu formula is simple: incredible meat, gigantic shrimp, fabulous salads, and decadent desserts. Start your experience at Bob's with the fried calamari or fresh scallops seared in Texas burnt honey. All the beef at Bob's Steak and Chop House are USDA prime cuts, from the traditional filet of tenderloin and ribeye to the adventurous Kansas City bone-in strip. They even have 2 different surf and turf options. And if you're looking for the other white meat, Bob's Steak and Chop House serves a dry-aged pork tomahawk with homemade applesauce. Fresh seafood is on the menu, from salmon to scampi, and even fresh lobster tail. For reservations, give them a call or log on to the Omni Nashville Hotel website. Bob's Steak and Chop House at the Omni Nashville Hotel.
You enjoy the thrill of gambling, but what happens when it becomes a problem? Whether you want to cut back or quit gambling altogether, the Gambling Clinic has been helping people change their gambling for over 2 decades. We're here to help, not to judge. The Gambling Clinic is a Tennessee-based clinic offering in-person and telehealth support to help people win back their life. Visit us at thegamblingclinic.com. This project is funded by the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
It's the McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
This just in. The Titans are trading Kevin Byard to the Eagles. The Eagles are going to send the Titans a 5th and 6th round pick and safety Terrell Edmonds.
Well, they're giving up on that contract.
There were also a lot of Titans fans upset about some of the comments he made, which I thought was insane.
Big kaboom here on this Monday.
The McFarland Show with Darren and Justin on Nashville Sports Radio WNSR.
Welcome back to the Strike and Spare Studios. You're listening to The McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
Titans get it done over the Falcons at Nissan Stadium. 3-0 at home this season, looking for that first road victory on the year. And Well, they could use it against Pittsburgh. I'll say it. Jacksonville had their way with Pittsburgh. It really wasn't. If you watch the game, the final was 20-10, and it should have been a lot worse. It really should have. Jacksonville was just the better team, and I don't think Kenny Pickett is great. I don't know what his status is going to be for this game. Obviously, it's a quick turnaround, so we know that, it's just like the whole Ryan Tannehill thing. I guess Mike Vrabel's going to go through the dog and pony show and not rule out Tannehill till he does speak to the media tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't speak on Wednesday, and he won't speak on Thursday. So does he dare rule him out tomorrow like he did last week on Friday? I don't know. We'll see. Because, Justin, again, say the same thing. We both know he's not playing. Okay, I won't speak for you. For me, he's not playing on Thursday. Okay, he's not. If you want to say you agree or you've got your own thoughts.
I agree that he's not going to play on Thursday.
Playing on Thursday.
I don't think he's going to play on Thursday.
So I'll be curious to see if Vrabel
I don't know how he can play on Thursday given what we saw yesterday. I don't think he can survive the PR of starting anyone else other than Will Levis on Thursday night. I don't know how he does it. So no, Will Levis is going to go out there. Now the question is, if Will Levis, something happens to him, what happens at number 2? Like, is Tannehill even going to be active for the game? And that's the real tricky part about this, because if you activate him, now you have to answer the question, well, why aren't you starting him then?
Yeah, I can't imagine, because you're right. Then it creates that. I just think right now, dealing with that injury, he's not going to be back. He's not going to be upright and available. I think Will Levis is going to start, and he's going to play. And I think what's interesting when we listen to Mike Vrabel, Justin, what stood out to me is it's very clear, and it stood out to me yesterday. Like, man, like the whole focus is going to be on the wow of the offense, which it should be, because this team can't get past 16 points in a game. They got to 28. Holy cow. Didn't kick a field goal, as Eric said. But they gave up 23. Like, honestly,
They did.
Atlanta wouldn't go away. That kind of concerns me.
And just to be honest,
like, they should have beat them down pretty bad.
The wide receiver there at the end of the game at 4th and 1, that's a wide open pass.
Yeah.
It was a little bit outside, but he's an NFL receiver. You got to make that catch, man. That's not unreasonable to make that catch, and he just didn't. And it let the Titans off the hook, because if not, he gets a whole nother set of downs, and who knows what happened.
It shouldn't have been that close. It really shouldn't have. So the defense is concerning. But I guess for the good news is Pittsburgh ain't going to wow you with their offense.
Well,
but they're going to wow you with their defense.
The defense did have 6 sacks, though, yesterday, Darren. So it wasn't like the defense was a total loss for the Titans.
All right, that's going to do it for hour number 1. We'll come back. We'll head east, and we'll bring in our man Vince Ferrar. We'll talk about the Vols win in Lexington and more with him. That's coming up next here on the McFarland Show.
560 AM, 95.9 FM, Brentwood, Nashville, 107.9 FM, Smyrna, Nashville's first 24-hour sports station. WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
ABC News, I'm Marina Roy. 4 weeks into the war between Israel and Hamas, IDF forces expand their ground operations into Gaza.
Israel isn't calling this an incursion, and if you look at the dictionary definition of incursion, it's when you cross into sort of enemy territory or another person's territory with a military force. So that's kind of really what's going on there. They're saying an expanded ground operation. They crossed over on Friday night, and today they're basically moving closer towards Gaza City in the north.
ABC's chief foreign correspondent Ian Pannell along the Gaza border. The House is expected to vote Thursday on a bill providing more than $14 billion in aid to Israel. A Chicago area landlord accused of targeting his tenants because of their Muslim faith pleaded not guilty today. He's accused of fatally stabbing a 6-year-old Palestinian-American boy and injuring his mother. General Motors reached a tentative agreement today with the UAW, potentially ending the 6-week strike. This is ABC News.
If you're like me, age 65 or older, congratulations. By today's standards, we shouldn't be alive. We didn't wear bike helmets. We drank from the hose. We played outside all day and got cut up and broke bones. We rode in cars that didn't have seatbelts, let alone airbags. We did things that people today wouldn't dream of. But that doesn't mean we're invincible. These days, we have doctor appointments, multiple medications, and chronic conditions to manage. That's why there's Teladoc Health. Teladoc Health brings together all of your health care into one program, including everything from primary care to chronic care management. We even have coaches to help you with diabetes, hypertension, and weight management. And for non-emergencies, someone is always available to speak with at any time during the day or night, no matter what your health issue is. Teladoc Health offers everything needed to live healthier ever after. Learn more at teladochealth.com. That's TELADOC health.com.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more.
800-649-0142. 800-649-0142. 800-649-0142. That's 800-649-0142.
Listen, you can't handle the truth. It's about to go off. Live from the WNSR Strike and Spare studios.
Just a bit outside.
Now back to the McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
Show me the money!
Call or text now. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Call us or send us a text on the WNSR text line. 615-844-5600. 615-844-5600. Call or text. Same number.
Alrighty then.
Now, the McFarland Show with Darren and Justin.
Second hour of the McFarland Show on this cold Monday afternoon. Hope everybody's having a good day. 615-844-5600 on the eve of Halloween. Darren and Justin here with you, Strike and Spare Family Fun Center Studio. Don't forget, every day you can watch the show on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Sparkly Damon Keene is alongside as well. Final hour. Let's go east, and let's bring in our buddy Vince Ferrara, 99.1 The Sports Animal there in Knoxville, does a morning show with John Wilkerson. Vinny, how the heck are you? What's the temperature in Knox Vegas?
Well, it hasn't quite gotten to the levels of you guys. It's 54 and, and raining right now.
Balmy,
so we're kind of we're in the transition, but we're going to get the lows in the 20s nonsense that's coming. So
we're in the
not
40s
a fan of
here.
it, but here it comes.
Yeah, we're in the 40s here. Yesterday was in the 80s. Today it's in the 40s.
Tennessee.
Yep, there you go. Mic drop. See you later. Thanks for playing.
That's it.
Good to be with you. See ya.
Good stuff as always. We'll talk to you next week. Before we dive headfirst into which was a really fun game Saturday night, by the way, in Lexington. I thought the Kentucky-Tennessee game was excellent. But before we go there, I just want to ask you, this is when things start getting silly, right? They can call it silly season or whatever you want. But if you had to pick one right now, who do you think is on the hottest seat in the SEC? I just kind of find it hard to believe that we're going to go an offseason without a coaching change in this conference. Who do you think right now is on the hottest seat?
I would say it's a race between Sam Pittman and Jimbo Fisher. Those are the first two names that come to mind.
Not Billy Napier.
No. Now, will that seat be warm and will that be an off-season discussion? Yes. I don't see them doing that in 2 years.
They weren't even competitive Saturday in Jacksonville. Not even competitive.
But who is? I mean, if Georgia is interested, you're not going to be competitive. If they're not, then you got a chance for a while. And, the Auburn game was, I guess, indicative of that. But they really showed off their depth. I mean, Brock Bowers is out, one of the best overall players in college football, and they turn to last year's number one tight end in the country in some services and a 5-star, in Oscar Dell. So
I know it is ridiculous. It's absurd.
They got receivers, like their best receiver from a year ago, Ladd McConkey, didn't have a touchdown, and had been hurt, and they had a couple of good transfer receivers that hadn't really gotten the ball. They haven't really needed it, and those guys are just ready to step in when they are dialed in. So they can be mad all they want, but I wasn't surprised whatsoever at what went down. They still have to remake that roster. I think they would still give them at least another year to try to do so, and maybe cash in on what could be their best recruiting class. Well, will be definitely their best recruiting class if they get it to the finish line. So I would say Pittman or Fisher at the top of that list.
Interesting. A couple of Campbells got some awards this week in SEC honors. I see Charles was named SEC Special Teams Player of the Week, and John Jr. was the co-offensive lineman of the week. Nicely done by the Campbells.
Yeah, and Tennessee, when they win a game, they usually it's I don't have the exact number, but there's been numerous times where they have multiple guys that get awards when they get them. They either don't get any or they get two. And John Campbell had his best game in terms of grading and Pro Football Focus, and he actually left that game hurt, and then he came back and finished the game, and he was down there. I was close to him because I was on the field afterwards, and kind of where all the fans were. The players went down there into the corner and were celebrating with him, and so I was shooting some video of them. You can get that on my Twitter feed or on our website, or X feed, I should say, at Vince Sports, or on our website, 991thesportsanimal.com in the blog section. So, he was down there bouncing around and stuff, so he looked just fine and had a really good game and was physical. And so, not surprised for him. And they were banged up, man, on the line, because they struggled when Campbell wasn't in there. And then also Andre Karich, the Texas transfer, started left guard in the game instead of Ollie Lane, and then he got hurt in the first quarter, so they had to go back to Ollie Lane, and they still held it together pretty well and ran the ball outstanding. So, and then Charles Campbell converting on those field goals, which Tennessee still in the red zone. They've been better offensively the last couple of weeks. It's another game where they get one touchdown and 4 red zone trips. And so, this time it wasn't missed throws or things like that or drops. It was penalties that set them back and pushed them into kicking field goals. But Campbell's been outstanding and consistent in hitting them, and at times they've needed him for points. So not real surprising that those two came through, and 2 transfers. Tennessee has benefited from the transfer portal for sure.
I know we're here to talk to you about Tennessee, but since you were there, I haven't been impressed with Devin Leary this season, the transfer from NC State. I was kind of surprised he looked the way that he did Saturday night. Were you surprised? I mean, he threw for almost 400 yards.
Yeah, the most against Tennessee was actually by Austin Peay, who threw as a team for 260 against Tennessee. Tennessee's had a much, much improved pass defense. Now, they didn't have Kamal Hatton, and maybe the biggest thing is they, for a good part of that game, could not get close to Devin Leary, and it kind of shows that the pass rush has had a lot to do with the improved pass defense by Tennessee, and they weren't able to get to Leary, and a couple of times he was able to escape out of the pocket. It was clearly his best game. And look, they were coming off of the bye week, so who knows how much he corrected and they corrected. I thought one thing he did much better, besides just be a lot more accurate and poised, is he stepped up in the pocket. Plenty of Kentucky games you probably watch, he's trying to bail out of the back end of the pocket. And I think Tennessee ran past him on the edges a lot, and he stepped up and out and made strong, confident throws. Some tight window, but a lot of wide open receivers. So look, he's been the most surprising in how he is. How bad he had played prior to, but he looked like the guy they thought they were getting from NC State in that game. So, but they also then couldn't run the ball because Tennessee's run defense did a great job against Ray Davis. So kind of one or the other for Kentucky for against the better competition.
You're right about that. They completely shut down Kentucky running the football, and Tennessee, as you already mentioned, ran all over Kentucky. Almost 200 more yards rushing for Tennessee, and what a game for Jalen Wright. Speaking of the quarterbacks, let's talk about the bounce back game for Joe Milton. Overall, much better. What did you think of Joe Milton's performance?
Well, I think he's had in consecutive games he's had his best game as Tennessee's quarterback as QB1. It was imperfect against Alabama, but there's a lot of really good also. And then he backed that up and played his best, most efficient game. Really, there was 2 of his incompletions were under pressure. And then the other one was the ridiculous one side of the field to the other, like numbers to number cross field, like 68 yards in the air, deep shot that everybody was like, oh my gosh. So that was kind of a show off arm strength throw, but he made good decisions. He was decisive. He was accurate, hit on his deep ball shot to a wide open receiver. And look, it was on the road. So, he was sacked a couple of times, but he protected the football. It's crazy. The last 2 games where he has been a lot more involved in the run game, he's also played better quarterback. So I think for whatever reason, him now being healthier and they're involving in the run game, that sort of calms him down or gives him confidence as a quarterback to throw the football, now that that's also an aspect of his game, and maybe slowing down the pass rush just a touch as well to where he's not feeling that. But he's been better when he's as a passer when he's been involved in the run game. But it certainly helps when he's just an accent in the run game as opposed to being the leading rusher like he ended up being against Alabama. Can that continue? Yeah, I think so. All I know is against UConn, he better not play the whole game. They just have to put UConn away early. They missed on a number of chances to put lesser teams away and get snaps to backups earlier in the year and messing around with teams. They got to get off to a great start, get the scoreboard lopsided, play Nico, and give him some reps. He has barely played this year, and what if you need him in a big spot late in the year and he has barely played? So it's not just him; it's a lot of guys. They need to get some playing time to a lot of those young players.
Speaking of trying to get some play time in, I imagine the offensive line is going to get some of those guys some play time because they're pretty banged up as it is. And how are they trying to deal with that particular aspect of this? Just trying to make sure there's enough bodies in there to play at this point.
Well, let me ask Josh Heupel real quick. I'm sure he'll tell me. No, actually, never mind.
Never mind.
He doesn't really share.
He and Mike Vrabel are on the same program. I see.
It's a program that they pass around in the coaching fraternity. There's no doubt. Yeah, and it's not like he's rude about it. He just says, "Oh, we'll see," or they're on track, and sometimes they play, sometimes they don't. We'll see on Friday. That's when we make those decisions, things like that. So, Kyrich earned that spot to start, and so we'll see how he goes. They hadn't there was an update today from Heupel, so we'll keep tabs on that as the week goes on. But if he's healthy, I think he'll be back there at left guard. And then they had Gerald Mincey back, who was banged up in the Alabama game. Actually, the last 2 games he's gotten banged up, but was back out there to start. And then left tackle John Campbell came back, so he's good. So I think they'll roll with those guys as long as they're all healthy and 100%. And overall, especially in the run game, did a pretty good job.
UConn is an interesting program. UConn, if memory serves, has actually played Vanderbilt very recently here in Nashville. And They are coached by Jim Mora Jr., a name from the past, of course. His father, of course, is the infamous soundbite with the playoffs. He himself is coached in the NFL. He's coached, I believe, at UCLA with a bigger job, and now is out there at UConn trying to rebuild that program. What do you know about them? They're, of course, known as a basketball school primarily, but they do have a football program that has produced a couple of guys here and there.
Yes, and they're an independent. A lot of people, may not realize that, and those things.
I'm one of those people. I didn't realize that they're not in the Big East. They're independent.
Yeah, not in the AAC. They're one of 4 independents, along with Army, UMass, and Notre Dame. I guess Army will eventually change. So, yeah, they're an independent. So they played a number of Power 5 and Group of 5 schools. They lost to NC State this year, lost to Duke. Their one win was at Rice. They lost to my alma mater, South Florida, lost last week at Boston College. 4 of their losses are by a touchdown or less. So against some of these Power 5 schools, they have been competitive. For whatever reason, though, they've been on the short end, 1-7 on the year. So, they haven't played in a venue. Like the biggest road venue was probably at Boston College last week. Their other road games were at Rice and at Georgia State. So it's heavily loaded to road games in the back end for them, with Tennessee being the biggest one. So, I'm sure it's a transition for Jim Mora. Haven't dug into them a ton in terms of specific personnel, but just know that they've had close games, and actually, efforting to try to get Jim Mora Jr. on our show, former, as you mentioned, former Falcons head coach as well. See if we can learn a little bit more. If we do an opponent preview, and sometimes we get head coaches, sometimes they say thanks but no thanks. You know how that goes. But we'll learn more about them as the week goes on.
I wanted to ask you about the rest of the season. Of course, after this, you end up with Missouri, then eventually Georgia, and then finishing up the regular season with Vanderbilt. You got the top 2 teams in the East ahead of you here. I imagine the team believes if they take care of business, they can still get this to kind of rock their way, and maybe a trip to Atlanta. I mean, I know we're reaching just a little bit, or am I the one that's being way too cautious? Do they believe that Atlanta is still a possibility for them?
You talking about Tennessee or the?
Yeah, or Tennessee. I'm sorry for Tennessee.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think, Justin, that they're thinking about that. Their best route to success, and what they preach and say all the time, is the next game is the most important game, because it's the next game. So they better not be, even if they're 35-point favorites or whatever, they better not be thinking about Missouri and Georgia and winning the East. They better take care of the moment and then let that stuff play out as you go through the process, or else they'll still probably win, but they're going to miss out on opportunities to keep getting better, keep getting people healthy, and then save on some reps for those starters. So, is it still mathematically a possibility? Sure, but Georgia would have to lose to, if Georgia loses to Missouri, then it's a little bit more of a discussion point, and then you have the opportunity to beat Missouri and then have a head-to-head tiebreaker with them, and then you'd have to beat Georgia too, and then have a tiebreaker with them. So I don't know. I don't think it's very likely at all, but it's still mathematically possible. But they just got to take care of business with the game, the next game in front of them, and see where they're at. I don't know, honestly. I don't know that right now going on the road against Missouri, that's even a game that it's a lot more in question to me than I would have thought going into the year. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of afraid of that for Tennessee with the way they can throw the football. Unless Tennessee rediscovers their pass rush, the back end without Kamal Hadden, who they definitely miss and was one of the highest rated corners in the league. That's a dangerous game for them before they ever get to Georgia if they don't get better before that.
Last thing on the way out, I didn't see the game, but I saw the results. Looked like an exciting basketball game. Tennessee up in East Lansing beat Michigan State 89-88 yesterday. Why are they playing that game as an exhibition game? Why?
It was they actually added it. It was originally scheduled to be sort of a behind closed doors deal that they do in Tennessee and Michigan State. They're allowed to do one of those closed doors exhibition, but they petitioned to raise money for Hawaii and the wildfires there for Maui Strong. And so they had two games, Kansas at Illinois, and then Tennessee at Michigan State. Tom Izzo was a big part of putting those together, and money raised goes to the recovery in Hawaii from those devastating fires. And, all those coaches, especially Tom Izzo, Rick Barnes, Bill Self, have spent a ton of time in Hawaii, have a great appreciation for it and for that area, just devastated by it. And so I thought it was awesome. I mean, it was a March-like atmosphere. I said it on X. I have never seen a better played, more exciting exhibition basketball game ever. And that's how good it was. The crowd was amazing. Tennessee got out to a 17-1 start, led by 18 at one point. Michigan State, it was like a tug of war back and forth. Michigan State eventually tied it late, but then Tennessee made their free throws, had answers, played so much better offense, had a spectacular open court dunk for one of their transfers, Dalton Connect. Their other transfer, Jordan Gainey, was awesome as well. Their offensive additions to this team made a difference, and man, it was so fun to watch. And Michigan State is so good. It wasn't perfect by any means. Both the coaches on the Big Ten Network were mic'd up and talking with each other during the game, so that made it fun also. It was just really cool and really different. Normally I get it. You sleep through, you don't even bother with exhibitions, but this one was different and really cool that they did it.
Benny, appreciate it as always. Have a great week. Layer up, and we'll talk soon.
Yeah, I was going to say, bundle up, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
All right. Vince Ferrara, the sports animal there in Knoxville, 99.1, does a great job with them and with us every Monday on the program. Wide open the rest of the hour. If you want to get involved in the show, it's real easy. 615-844-5600. That's how you can get in touch with the McFarland Show. We'll do that next.
Trusted for creative design and committed to both the function and aesthetics of your smile, Jody Jones Dentistry for 26 years has provided a wide range of general and cosmetic dentistry services along Nashville's Music Row and coming soon to Hermitage and Murfreesboro. The Nashville leader for cosmetic dentistry provides a unique luxury environment for patients who want his famous Hollywood smile. Just ask the country music stars, actors, athlete. Yeah, he was 8 years the dentist for the Predators to display his celebrity smile. To learn more, visit JodyJonesDDS.com or call 615-259-5100.
Post-COVID travel is on a surge. Many of you are traveling for fun because you've been locked up for 2 years. Listen, whether you're traveling for fun to Italy, Greece, Spain, France, or somewhere else fun in the world, or USA, now is a great time to book before the crowds hit and save. Plus, with a strong U.S. dollar, you'll get more travel bang for your buck. Right now is a smart time to make your reservations and call low-cost airlines. With one phone call, you can let us do all the work for free. We'll shop hundreds of airlines, hotels, resorts, and give you a way to save huge money on your vacation plans. And if you call right now, we'll give you a free hotel room with a qualified travel purchase. So call right now.
800-704-1662. 800-704-1662. 800-704-1662. That's 800-704-1662.
When you've experienced the loss of a loved one, you can trust SAG Funeral Home to guide you through the process of honoring their life. At SAG Funeral Home, they pride themselves in serving families in Nashville and surrounding areas with dignity, respect, and compassion. The staff is experienced in a variety of funeral services and can help you celebrate your loved one, no matter your religion, culture, or budget. Family and veteran-owned funeral home and cremations now are handled all in one location. We'll help create a personalized experience to pay tribute to your loved one's unique life. Ask about about the pre-planning service as well. SAG Funeral Home, serving Nashville and Middle Tennessee for over 40 years. In your time of need, you need someone you can trust who can provide comfort to your family in a very professional way. SAG Funeral Home, 1503 Buchanan Street. Call today, 615-244-5044. 615-244-5044. SAG Funeral Home, for comfort and care in your time of need. SAG Funeral Home, proud sponsor of TSU football on WNSR.
Dane Custom Drafting is reminding Americans to show support to the brave men and women who serve our U.S. military. Their tireless efforts should never go unnoticed. This message is brought to you by Dane Custom Drafting. They specialize in custom-designed, professionally drawn plans for homeowners in Nashville, Davidson, and the surrounding counties. For luxury home plans, modern home designs, floor plans for multiple-story homes, lake houses, cottages, bungalows, and more. Call 615-856-0377, 615-856-0377, or visit DaneContractDrafting.com. That's Dane Custom Drafting. They're professionals who care.
Jim Rome is here weekdays 11 to 2 on Nashville Sports Radio, WNSR.
Give the show a couple of weeks. You're not going to like it. Nobody likes this show the first time they heard it. My wife hated the show. I married her. Give it 2 weeks. If after 2 weeks you can honestly say to me, you know what? I listened to every day for 2 weeks, and the truth is, I hate you more now than I did the first day. Then I'm going to be man enough to say to you, you know what? You probably aren't that smart.
Jim Rome, 11 to 2 on Nashville's original sports radio, WNSR.
Give us a call, 615-844-5600. The McFarland Show with Darren and Justin.
Got World Series Game 3 tonight, Arizona and the Rangers. And we have the Lions hosting the Raiders tonight. Little Monday Night Football action. So, a lot to delve into. Of course, the Titans will be in Pittsburgh. It's the Thursday night game. Back here on the McFarland Show, Darren and Justin here with you, Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio. Let's go to the phone, 615-844-5600, and let's bring in Tony. Tony, what's up?
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Hey, Tony.
First of all, I'm going to just get right to it.
Get to it.
North Carolina, USC, Oregon State, they're all a bunch of pretenders.
Well, their defenses are poop.
They are frauds. And
they are frauds.
The honeymoon in Colorado is over.
Who? Who's in Colorado? They're still playing this season?
There's a guy named Deion Sanders.
I haven't heard much in a while. It's been kind of quiet.
Been real quiet the last 2 weeks. The honeymoon is over. And keeping in touch with the theme of good quarterback play on Titans and UT, the debacle that's going on at West End's turned into a dumpster fire that turned into a wildfire. It's atrocious out there. Nobody knows what's going on over there, and it's sad to see what the demise of what's happening there.
You remember when you asked about the article, Gentry Estes? This is what I was talking about. Like, Mark Clarkley knows. He's looking around going, yep, we ain't winning another game, and I better start doing some damage control. Because, that's just what it is. I mean, he's looking around going, it's just not going to happen. We're going to finish 2-10, and we're going the wrong way.
Going and winless again in the SEC, and is it 2 out of the last 3 years?
I think what's concerning to me, Tony and Justin, is they just really haven't been that competitive this year. That's what's disappointing. That's disappointing.
Darren, they've given up. In one of the Facebook pages the other night, somebody said, well, the defense hadn't been a problem. The defenses give up 30-some points every game.
Well, the defense is also out there a lot, too.
They're out there a lot, but they give up a lot of unnecessary points, and the offense is terrible.
I mean, I don't want to leave him out. And Justin hasn't said anything. I've been waiting for him to say something. He hasn't said anything. I don't ever put him in the McFarland six-pack of picks anymore because it's like every spread is like 4 touchdowns.
It's not worth talking about.
Right, like what are we doing?
I haven't said anything, Darren, because it's just not worth talking about.
Y'all are touching on what the national media is touching on. They don't even talk about Vanderbilt no more. It's so irrelevant. And they only give them on the SEC network, they only give them their slots because they have to, because – who they're playing and stuff. But it's just sad. It's been hard to be a Vanderbilt fan, and that's why, I'll be honest with you, I've kept up and gone to Austin P games this past Saturday. Mike DeLillo 6 touchdowns, Darren. Threw for 6 touchdowns, 353 yards, 20 of 25. Running back Javon Jackson rushed for 160 yards. And they did this all in front of right at 9,000 people. So a good crowd, good homecoming crowd at Austin Peay. And they're drawing that kind of crowd, you know, on the FCF's level. That's a good crowd. And matter of fact, he received Mike DeLillo, I think that's the way I say it. He received a helmet sticker. He was recognized by the football show on ESPN, College Football Final. They recognized him on the FCS level with a helmet sticker. So, I mean, that type of program is on the uprise. And I'm going to tell you another program guys are like talking about, and why the NCAA needs their butt kicked for not allowing James Madison to be eligible for a bowl game this year. The NCAA does all kind of other crap, and we've talked about it a lot here on the thing. But there is a push, a thing around several places now that think James Madison, who is now ranked in the top 25, that they should be allowed to go to a bowl game. And I'm all for that. And by the way, Austin Peay's ranked, I think, number 18 or 17 in the FCS polls. So,
nice.
But want to always give you that Austin Peay update and stuff. But they're 6-2, 3-0 in the conference, and they got their work cut out for them the next 2 out of the next 3 weeks with Central Arkansas and Eastern Kentucky, 2 of the next 3 games. So it's going to be fun to see how the Governors end up. But getting back, like I say, talking about them, it's fun to go watch them play. It's fun to see the brand of football they've got out there. And this other school like James Madison, there are teams out there that are fun to watch.
Yep,
and
Tony?
And the NCAA has got to do some things with that. But it's always great to talk to y'all on Reaction Monday and Quarterback Monday.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Good stuff as always.
Thank you, Tony. Talk to you again soon, sir.
We need to get Austin Peay to sponsor his calls. Like we could get them, Tony's call
that
brought
could
to you
be
by
Austin Peay.
Austin Peay, the Governors.
Yeah, that could work.
This week, taking on, we should
Central
have his
Michigan,
call
whatever,
sponsored.
sure.
Like he gives them so much love, like Austin Peay.
Well,
let's
he should.
get involved.
He's an alumni.
And let's sponsor the show and have his sponsors calls.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Makes sense. No, makes sense to me.
All right, let's go down.
Govs.
Let's go down to the borough. The Lions are playing tonight, so let's bring in Michigan. Michigan, what's up?
Good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon.
I enjoyed the last caller. I don't think it would be that hard to get his segment sponsored. Trenton Hassel has made like $15-20 million in the NBA, hasn't he?
At least.
We could probably place a call into Trenton.
Yeah, at least. There's others too, by the way.
Bubba Wells.
Yeah,
Bubba Wells was there long enough. Bubba Wells was there long enough to get some things off the wall and sell them on eBay. I mean, we can do something.
Wow.
We can put something together.
Wow. Jeez. Man, right off the top rope, right off the
Let's say Michigan with the chair.
I'm telling you, I haven't been around. I haven't been around lately because I've been dodging rocks from people just throwing them at Harbaugh nonstop for the last couple of weeks. I've been staying low.
I can't imagine why.
Let the haters hate Michigan.
Imagine.
Let the haters hate.
By the way, what is the deal with the report of Michigan has rescinded the contract extension? Jim Harbaugh's like, that's not really true. It's like, what is going on?
I still got the contract. I just,
You shouldn't believe anything you read on the internet, but that goes without saying.
Yeah.
Couple things I want to say because I got really whipped into a frenzy yesterday watching the Titans game. I mean, I had my Oilers hat on. I had my big Jeff jersey that I bought earlier this year when I was there for the Chargers game, the Love You Blue, and I did not expect what I saw yesterday. And I'm going to tell you the most impressive thing I saw yesterday was I think the first throw that caught my attention from Levis was the one that went off the cornerback's arm. It was going to go to Traylon Burks down the right sideline. If you're watching it on TV, he threw that thing off his back foot with
by
the
the way,
pocket
there were
collapsing on him.
several thrown off his
There
back
were
foot.
several,
Yeah.
but that one was one of the first. where I stood up and literally became the Leonardo DiCaprio meme from Django Unchained. Like, you had my curiosity. You now have my attention. He dropped that thing in a bucket from 50 yards. And listen, I don't know how this is all going to play out, guys. I've lived here 3 decades. I mean, how many quarterbacks have we had on the first team of the APR Pro team? I don't care about the Pro Bowl. Don't even if anybody comes on the show and cites Pro Bowls, you should hang up on them immediately. But first team AP Pro, probably just McNair. I don't think Vince ever made it. I guarantee you Locker didn't make it. Mariota, maybe.
Offensive linemen, all pros. Are you talking about just quarterbacks?
I'm just saying quarterbacks, though.
Oh,
just quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's easy.
Just
yeah.
Steve.
No, yeah.
Just Steve.
Yeah.
Steve and nobody else. So I got to tell you, I don't know how you could do it any better than what he did yesterday. Now, the thing that keeps running through my head, and you guys watch more football than I do, this is a week-to-week league. And if he goes out Thursday night into a very hostile environment in Pittsburgh, and as sure as we're all sitting here, he isn't going to see any single high safeties, from Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin's going to watch that tape, and I don't think he's going to see 2 high safeties either, because Derrick Henry will run for 315 yards if they do. But he's not going to see the same looks he saw this past week. He's not going to see man-to-man coverage on the outside on Hopkins and Treylon Burks. It was really, really impressive, but I think before people start working on their Tannehill to the Vikings, takes, like that's going to happen, I don't think that's going to happen. No. But before they start working on that, you might want to see what happens Thursday, because if he goes out there and looks more like TJ Yates than what he looked like this past Sunday, the conversation's going to change.
Wow,
within 4 days.
He is throwing out some names.
Michigan's tough today.
Michigan is, man. He's on edge.
Hey, listen,
especially coming from Michigan. Wow, you need to be careful.
Don't think I'm throwing flames here, okay? Like, TJ Yates played in a playoff game, which is more than I can say for most of the quarterbacks the Lions have had the last 3 decades.
He did. He didn't win one, though, did he? He did play in one. I don't think
he played in one.
The game, no.
Some of those games, like the Ryan Shipley Arizona Cardinals wild card game, like some of those games are like I have tried very, very. There's enough whiskey in Ireland to make me forget that they happened, but I've forgotten most of the details.
Okay.
That's it. I'm gonna let you guys talk off air. By the way, I think the Lions win by 4 touchdowns tonight, because I think the Raiders are cooked with a capital T.
Wow, you're called to not reflect that. I thought you might be on edge, like Michigan TCU game
not
on
at
edge,
all.
but no,
absolutely not.
Braggadocious.
First Monday night game in Ford Field, I want to say in 6 or 7 years. Like, it's been a while.
Yeah, you're
since
loose
Monday
and
night
free.
football's been there.
Loose and free.
And this Las Vegas Raiders team, I mean, you've seen the meme of the Lamborghini under the mobile home awning. Like, they've got 2 of them. They got Max Crosby and Devontae Adams, and I can't name you 4 players off the rest of the team. Like, the most memorable thing that's happened to the Raiders this year, unfortunately, is their defensive end needs mental health.
Come on, Jimmy G's playing tonight. You know Jimmy G. Come on.
Health.
Come on, Michigan.
Okay. Attacking mental health.
Okay.
All right, and sit back and enjoy your Motor City Kitties. We'll talk to you soon.
I most certainly will. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you, Michigan.
I hope for his sake they win.
He was throwing just
bombs.
I mean, darts on fire.
I see.
By the way, did Treylon Burks play Sunday?
He did.
Wow, really?
He did play.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. I didn't see him.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
You're saying it wasn't a memorable performance?
He did. He was out there.
Did I mention the Lions are playing tonight?
You did.
Yeah, let's go to Dr. Detroit.
Michigan mentioned that as well.
He did. Dee, what's up?
Hey, guys, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Well, I'm getting psyched up. We finally feel like we got a little Detroit weather, but this weather would be like springtime or early fall for people that live in Detroit.
That's
but anyway,
true.
I'm going to go Saturday through all day tomorrow. Yesterday, Sunday. Great victory for the Vols and my Louisville Cardinals. I really like I like our quarterback at Louisville. He might be the next Johnny U. And the funny thing is, while they were televising that game, they showed Johnny Unitas and his number, and then I didn't know Lamar Jackson's name's already up on the Papa John's.
I thought you were going to say he was going to be the next Jeff Brom.
Well,
That's who I
either
think
one.
of.
No, those are elite quarterbacks. But yeah, the Brown brothers are amazing. But anyway, so now let me get to Sunday. Oh, first and foremost, congratulations to my man Ryan Blaney. He will now be fighting for the championship in Phoenix next Sunday. And if he pulls it off, not only would it be his first championship, but it'd be back-to-back championships for Team Penske. What do you think about that? Okay, yesterday's NFL football games, I mean, the Denver-Kansas City game, Kansas City looked like the Three Stooges playing football for the first time. Have y'all seen replays or any footage on that game?
I have.
Well, they were playing in snow. They were playing the elements, and there's high elevation, and it's it's hard to breathe. And Patrick Mahomes was under the weather, and Taylor was there though. She was there, but I mean, they just they were bound to lose eventually.
Too much Coors and Coors Light going through the blood system.
They had beat Denver 16 times in a row. The Broncos were due.
I keep saying, see, when I say that, though, it's a problem.
I don't think Taylor Swift was there, actually.
I thought she was.
No, that's what I think they made that comment on TV.
Was that a joke?
No.
I thought they played her song after this game was over, and it was like directed at her.
I don't think she was there because they said that she should have been there. They're going to start.
And if she was there, then what would have happened?
Hey, one other good thing about Detroit, the Pistons have won 2 in a row. They got their first opener down in Miami. They lost by a point, but rallied from like 16 points down. I like the new young talent of this Pistons squad, and I love those jerseys they're wearing. I think I may have to order one.
Sure. We're
anyway,
going to take your word for it. Thank you, Dee. Yeah. When you go Pistons, brother, we gotta wrap it up when you go Pistons. Like I was
going to say, are we talking Detroit Pistons basketball right now?
We're going to let you go. I mean, the Louisville, we're going to let you go and have at it. Motor City Kitties, dude, you got your form. But you start switching gears to the Pistons.
Is Cade Cunningham still
out? We got to go.
Is he still healthy? Is Cade Cunningham still playing? Are we doing this?
Peace out, Dee. We got to go to the break.
Oh my dear God!
We'll see you later.
Straight jacket and muzzles for all of us.
Golly, he went Detroit Pistons on us.
Have the Pistons brought out the teal jerseys with the horses on it? Is that what the jersey he's talking about?
What are we going to talk about next? The Pontiac Silverdome?
That's what they were doing there for a while. The teal jerseys with the horses.
Did he go race car too?
I mean, let's talk about the Palace.
He does that. But now we're going back to the Palace at Auburn Hills.
Retention, Damon. Damon has an issue with retention.
I just didn't know the names. I mean, Earnhardt or something like. When he said, I was like, "Who are those people?"
All right, we got another break. All right, we will take a break. We'll come back. We're wide open the rest of the hour. If you'd like to talk about the New Orleans Pelicans or the Oklahoma City Thunder,
Zion, play again.
Give us a call. We'll welcome your calls. We'll be back.
This is something I wish I'd known. Many people who live in Tennessee are eligible for help paying for healthy food for pregnant and new moms, their babies, and young children, but don't realize it. Family income can be higher than you think. There's a website called TennesseeMeals.com for more information. Assistance for healthy food for expectant moms and young children. This information I need to share. TennesseeMeals.com.
Brought to you by the Tennessee Justice Center, the Tennessee Association of Broadcasters.
I've got a unique vacation idea for you that's right here in the United States. If you're ready for a vacation that's fun and downright affordable, listen up. It's driving distance for many of you, so no planes, no airline delays, no hassles. It's Branson, Missouri, the entertainment capital of the Midwest. Live music for everyone. Branson has 3 beautiful, enormous lakes, water attractions, live shows, great food, and tons of entertainment. It's a perfect vacation for you and your family, or if you're retired and you want to have a great time. And you can stay in Branson for as low as $99 a night. Please understand, this is not a timeshare offer. It's a real vacation for as little as $99 a night. We've got a free vacation guide we want to send you right now. All you have to do is call for complete details. Get your free Branson, Missouri guide right now by calling this number.
800-413-3953. 800-413-3953. 800-413-3953. That's 800-413-3953.
We all know that Nashville life can get hectic. In the middle of all the madness that is life, don't forget to take care of yourself. Treat yourself to Nashville's ultimate relaxation experience at Mocara Spa at the Omni Nashville Hotel. With services for men and women, Mocara Spa at the Omni Nashville Hotel is your one-stop shop for full-body treatment. Begin your experience in the exquisite relaxation room, then enjoy a full-body treatment or even a couple's massage before finishing in the salon. Located on the 4th floor of the Omni Nashville Hotel, Mocara Spa is Nashville's highest quality self-care oasis. To book your experience or gain information on packages, call Mocara Spa today at 615-761-3600. Again, 615-761-3600. Or log on to theomnihotel.com. And with every booking, you'll have free valet parking and rooftop pool access to enjoy the Music City skyline. And through Labor Day, enjoy the 4th floor spa terrace for only $20. Mocara Spa at the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
There aren't any cops around.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
Hey, I can hold my liquor. I drink and drive all the time.
If you put away some drinks, put away your keys. Fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
This is the Greg Vogue and John Burton Show.
I'm not surprised, and I think Kevin Byard gets it.
Producer Debbie is not happy.
Well, she shouldn't be. When they ran off Jeff Fisher, that no one was happy about that because everybody loved him. It was all business. He's due $14 million next year, okay? Not going to be on the roster next year. Get something for him.
Greg Vogue and News Channel 5's John Burton, WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Text the Strike and Spare studio now at 615-844-5600. You're listening to The McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
615-844-5600 is how you can get in touch with us. Leonard Williams, Commanders could be traded for Montez Sweat from Washington. Leonard Williams has been traded from the Giants to the Seahawks.
Yes.
That has happened today. Remember, the trade deadline is tomorrow at 3 o'clock our time. So we will know. And I don't believe the Titans. I don't believe they're going to do anything. I really don't.
The ESPN says they're not, like right now. Like literally right now.
Yeah, but did you see Adam Schefter's quote?
No.
They don't want to, and they prefer, or it's like they would prefer not to trade Derrick Henry and that was literally Schefter. I can go read you the quote. Like, here he is. I told you. And it's like, the quote is like, they would prefer not to. Well, here's the deal. If you don't want to trade them, you don't have to. You can just say, hey, we're not trading them.
Yeah.
It's real simple. But I don't understand the Titans would prefer not to trade DeAndre Hopkins and Derrick Henry. Well, what do you mean they would prefer not to?
Unless they get an offer they can't refuse.
Right. So what does that report mean? I mean, it means nothing.
It means they're not going to give him away for a box of candy is what it means.
Okay, that's fine. Well, do we need to know that? That to me should go without saying.
In this day and age? Are you kidding me? Yeah, we need to know any random thing now. So, yes.
Let's go to Nate. This is a spunky show today. Nate down in Columbia.
We need to know that, yes.
How's Muletown?
Good, guys. It's great. We got a big Tarleton State win over Central Arkansas, 25-23.
Nice.
Man, that was it's such a great win.
Dude, when you beat Tarleton State, good things happen.
Beat up on the Texans.
No, Tarleton State won.
Oh, they won.
Oh well, the Texans beat up on you. I'm sorry. Don't mess with Texas.
Yeah.
But, no, I just wanted to no one's touched on this yet today.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday night, I don't know how much y'all saw of the Preds game, but I thought that was a pretty good win. Being able to go to overtime with Toronto and beat them, it's definitely encouraging.
I would agree.
It's a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good little stretch for the Preds right now. We'll see if they can keep it going out west. Now they're going to go out and disappear for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll see. But And I don't know if y'all have been able to look into this much or not. I haven't. I got a text from a buddy earlier today. Did y'all hear about Adam Johnson that used to play for the Penguins?
Not Adam Johnson of Nashville Sports Radio.
I was going to say, what about him? I just saw him.
Let's just put that out there. Not Adam Johnson at WNSR.
Okay.
I made me nervous
there for a second.
Yeah. No, it's a
sad. I did say the Penguins.
It did. It is. He had a
former play. Yeah.
He didn't. I think he played like what, Nate, 12 games, 15 games, whatever in the NHL. But it's a really, really sad
but still,
story. Yeah, it's a very sad,
absolutely
sad story. 29 years old, and we've seen this happen before. It's scary, man. And he got his throat slashed with a blade, man. It's just bad. It's just bad.
Yeah, but let me ask you all this real quick. Like I said, I haven't been able to look into it, but like on ESPN and everything, like on the website, they say that there's an investigation going on
into his death.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, okay, strange. I haven't seen that, but I'm not saying that's not true. I just haven't seen it.
I was just curious if y'all saw that.
No, I haven't done it. I mean, literally, that my wife brought it up to me yesterday. She's like, "Did you hear about Adam Johnson?" I was like, "What?" Of course, I'm thinking Adam Johnson here. I was like, "What?" And why is she bringing this up? And she was like, "No, not that Adam." She's like, "The hockey player Adam." I was like, "Oh." So yeah, I had not heard the story, and then obviously read up on it, and I was like, "Oh man, that's terrible."
Yeah. But all right, well, I hate to end it on that for myself. But
yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, that was a
really, I know, right?
Downer. You're on doing great, and then it's like, oh yeah, but no,
yeah, doing great.
I'm gonna do. I do want to go check that. Is there something to what Nate's saying? Did you check out the story?
There is. First of all, the investigation is over in England, and what it seems like it is more of a what's called a death investigation, Nate, not necessarily a homicide investigation. There is a difference between the two, between a death investigation and criminal homicide. This doesn't seem to be criminal homicide. They seem to be investigating the circumstances that led up to his death here, because it seems to be such a freak accident. Not that anyone's going to be indicted or charged or anything like that.
That makes sense.
Okay.
All right, Nate.
Well, y'all have a great evening, guys.
Yep, you
too.
You, sir. And thank you, TV Justin. We'll take our final break, and we will come back and get Frank before we get out of here. That's all next.
Fall has risen. Soon I will satisfy my thirst for a win. And there is only one way to do it, by playing the new October instant games from the Tennessee Lottery. Fly by your nearest Tennessee Lottery retailer for some instant fun. I'll meet you there. You can count on it.
With October instant games, you could sink your teeth into top prizes of up to $500,000, only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more.
800-649-0142. 800-649-0142. 800-649-0142. That's 800-649-0142.
In Tennessee, 967,430 people struggle with hunger, and 295,570 of them are children. That's 1 in 7 who struggle with hunger, and 1 in 5 are children. People who are hungry are not necessarily living on the streets. They may be in your child's classroom, in your neighborhood, or just down the street. In addition, many of these people live in food deserts, which are areas more than 10 miles from the nearest grocery store. Often there are limited resources to get food, and the only option is fast food or convenience markets. While processed food may help with hunger pangs, it provides little to no nutrition. What began in 2008 as a dream to buy land, grow food, and give it away has recently developed into a way to serve and impact more individuals in the community. God has blessed our mission to be a healthy food source to those in need so much By Faith Farm had to create a nonprofit to continue meeting the need in the community on a larger scale. Visit byfaithfarm.com to get involved. That's byfaithfarm.com.
You want to work at the OG of hot chicken? Princess Hot Chicken is coming to Tanger Outlet Mall, 4060 Cane Ridge Parkway, Suite 102 in Antioch. Princess is looking for fun, energetic, and friendly smiley faces as food runners and cashiers, looking to create an amazing culinary team. Interested in working in a great environment with great hourly wages? Please submit a resume to Princess Hot Chicken AFA@gmail.com. Fill out an application on the Princess Hot Chicken website. That's princesshotchicken.com. Click on Join Our Team. PrincessHotChicken.com.
This is Corey Harris, Vanderbilt SEC legend and Super Bowl champion. Start your Sunday morning off right on the hottest new radio sports show in Music City, the Sunday Morning Scramble.
Coach Greg Tonjes, coaching football 20 years, and yes, it is the hottest sports show every Sunday morning from 8 to 10 a.m., and Corey and the coach are on every Sunday morning, and we've got your sports covered. We got all the insights that you need. Feed your sports fandom. Every Sunday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Don't miss it.
The McFarland Show, broadcasting live in Rutherford County on 107.9 FM.
Fleetwood Mac bringing us back. Been an active show today. 615-844-5600. Frank in Smyrna. Frank, what's up?
Hi, guys. Not much. How are you?
Doing fantastic. How about you?
Doing well. Trying to stay warm over here at the home office over here at the in Smyrna. It's what a difference today makes with the weather. Thankful. I'm probably one of about 65,000 or so that's very thankful this weather came today and not yesterday. That would have not been a fun game to have sat out in at Nissan Stadium. But the reason for my call, a couple things. Will Levis, wow. Just wow. The Titans needed that. The fan base, including this Titan fan here, needed it. The season ticket holders needed it. If you even remotely care about the Titans, you needed to see that yesterday. That was really fun. I went into that game not really having any preconceived notions. I didn't really know what to expect. I just thought, all right, it's not going to get any worse. Throw him out there. Let's see what he has. And just wow. Now I also know that's not going to happen every game. It's the NFL. It means not for long. And Thursday night is going to be tough. And I'll tell you what, I am so sick and tired of losing to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I just cannot even see straight. They just. I had to look it up today. The last time we beat those guys. And to me, this is a winnable game. I mean, dare to believe, but I think this game's winnable Thursday night. I'll say that. And the other thing, and you may have addressed it earlier, but the booing with Malik Willis was put back in. I know you guys saw that. You guys may have been there. I don't know. But I have a problem with the players calling the fans out about booing. Don't tell me when to boo. I pay my hard-earned money and sit out there when I could be doing other things. Don't tell me when to boo. And I also think the booing was more for Mike Vrabel than the players.
Fair enough.
Just my opinion. I don't know what you guys thought.
Thank you, Frank. Appreciate it. I think 2014 was the last Steelers victory here. Really? No, they lost. I'm sorry. My bad. Real quick. I think the fans have the right, and I think the players have the right to defend their teammates.
I would agree on both fronts.
Right.
We can dive into it deeper, but we don't have the time.
Yeah, but we can do that tomorrow. Appreciate all the participation today. Great stuff. We look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Monday, and we will indeed talk to you tomorrow at 2 o'clock. See you then.